All right. It's time to get this started, shall we? So let's go ahead and get this started. Yo, peoples! Kyushu 92 here, and welcome back to yet another instance of One Piece. I honestly thought that I was going to get home earlier than 1, but some things arose, and I'm glad I set it to 1, because I made it here just in enough time to take care of Kenzo, make sure he's good, make sure he went out, make sure he was fed, and now I got the whole house to myself, so that means nothing but time for you guys. So it's time to get started. Now, peculiar thing, let me just say hi to everyone. Ogata-san, Kohagen, C-Dez, and Stellus. It's good to see you all here. Now, the peculiar thing about this is that Viz does not show when the next chapter will go up. Normally it will say like next chapter will be up in 7 hours, or in 7 days or 14 days, but it doesn't show that here. Maybe it's just a page thing that they're doing now. But let's go ahead and get started with chapter 1041, Komurasaki. Oh, finally we get to find out. Hopefully we get to find out if that's really Hiyori or not. But let's get started with chapter 1041, Komurasaki. And here we have a color cover page request. Not request, but a cover page that still covers Germa's Double Six's and a motionless excursion. Volume 5, this is what you get for bullying Sanji, dear. Pudding Punch. And in this instance, it shows that Pudding has been beating up Yonji and Niji, because Yonji's face is messed up and swollen, and Niji's face is messed up and swollen. Now, we need to talk about the fact that their faces are swollen. Because if I remember correctly, these two brothers have exoskeletons that nerf a lot of damage done to them. So how long has Pudding been beating up Niji and Yonji for them to actually have swollen faces? Now, it could be because it's of comedic effect, but even with comedic effect, these are still tough individuals. So the fact that she's just beating up on them, and their faces getting swollen, maybe Pudding's stronger than we thought. Or it could be that her fists are filled with rage over, them beating up Sanji. But that's a conversation for another time. All right, because the last we saw in the last chapter, Big Mom fell into a giant hole that Claw made with his puncture wheel, and in that same hole, she fell into it, and along with a ton of explosives from Kaido's armory, and that fell in the hole with her. And when all of those exploded, it pretty much eclipsed the flower capital in size, which makes me think that, Yamato was not exaggerating when she said that if Onigashima fell apart and fell on the flower capital, that everyone would die. Everyone would have died, because the explosions from the bombs and explosives that were down inside of Kaido's armory not only engulfed Big Mom, but just exploded the entire mountain range that she fell into. But at the end of that chapter, Momonosuke was talking about how Zunisha is on the way, and how Zunisha was an ally of Joy Boy. Well, it became an ally of Joy Boy 800 years ago, and committed some sort of crime. It committed a crime that also caused it to become an ally of Joy Boy. But we'll find out. I'll go back to the chapter if I need to. But let's go ahead and get started, because Momonosuke begins, still in dragon form, saying, "I spoke with Zunisha once before, but only for a moment, so I do not know the truth of the matter." And then Zunisha is saying,
Momonosuke, I am awaiting your orders. I have come to join the fight at your side.
And it shows Zunisha directly in front of the world government ships. So Zunisha is the gate they have to pass in order to get into Wano. And then Yamato, who's there with him, says, "That's incredible, Momonosuke. You can actually talk to the elephant. It's just as Oden anticipated. You are the one who will guide the world to the dawn." And then Momonosuke says, "After reading Father's journal, I learned why it is so important I must not die. But for some reason, Father tore out the page with the most crucial part." Wait. Yo, Oden tore out the page with the most crucial part on it? Is it the page that describes the One Piece where his final voyage with Roger and the very last thing they saw? Is it the One Piece itself? But Momonosuke continues saying, "What did he and Roger's crew see on that final island that made them laugh? I don't understand what the goal is. Father was not a prophet. If he were still alive now, would he really still say open Wano's borders? I am not smart enough to understand. If it would mean exposing the people of Wano to danger, I do not wish to open the borders. Am I simply a coward, Yamato?" And then Yamato kind of just looks at him with a surprised look on her face. Now we are at the 3rd floor, where we're back with Raizo and Fukuro Kuju. And apparently Fukuro Kuju is burning alive. Battle of the Connecting Passage. And it shows Raizo screaming out in pain as he's on fire right now. Ah! Winner, Raizo. Finally. That loose end is finally over with. Oh my god. How long has Raizo versus Fukuro Kuju been going on? Far too long. But I'm fine. I'm glad that in the first pages of this chapter, it's over. But Raizo won. He outlasted Fukuro Kuju. Even though both of them were kind of burning to death, Raizo outlasted him. I mean, he did say that if Lord Oden could withstand this type of heat, then so can I. And Fukuro Kuju's resolve? Not as strong. Ow, ouch, it's so not hot. It's not hot at all. And he's wheezing. Oh, Jinbei's there. This is an age when even ninjas should be free, Fukuro Kuju. And then Jinbei comes in. You there, samurai. Why aren't you running? You're with Sir Luffy. Must hurry. How careless of me. The preparations were already complete. And then we cut to the treasure repository on the 2nd floor. And it's with Oden. Fukuro Kuju! Where is that garbage ninja? What in the world is he doing? He better not have run off to save his own skin. Was that shaking Kanjuro's work? I can only hope this is the end of it. And then Komurasaki is in the back, still playing on her shamisen. And she's just casually playing. And then Orochi looks at her and he's saying, "Hey, Komurasaki, why would you play at a time like this? Stop that! Put that instrument down with your pretentious mask. You always wear that stupid mask when you play. This is a moment of life and death. Take it off already! Are you really Komurasaki or a ghost? You were supposed to be dead!" And then she continues to play and she doesn't say anything. Then Orochi looks up. And the roof comes down on him. And it crushes him. Yo! And this hurt Orochi. He's got blood all underneath him. He got the Jaime Cersei Lannister treatment. And he's buried under this rubble right now. And then he's wheezing. What is this? I cannot transform. Why can't he turn Zoan? Blast it. I cannot get free. And then Komurasaki says, "You were so stunned. You never even noticed, did you?" What? Are you paying attention, Komurasaki? Get this rubble off of me! I used nails of Sea Prism Stone to ensure you could not turn into that monster. Yo! I used nails of sea prism stone to ensure you could not turn into that monster.
What? What are you talking about? Lie! I thought you loved me.
Love you? You jest, sire. I have not the thinnest affection for you. Ooh! And he has this type face. He has this type look on his face. Strangely enough, that song you love, Moon Princess, and then it cuts to Odin talking to Hiyori. It is her. It is Hiyori. And it has Odin saying, I like that song you play, Hiyori.
Really? It's called Moon Princess. I'm going to learn to play even better.
Why did I put my hand up to my face like this? Strangely enough, that song you love, Moon Princess, was also the favorite of my father, Kozuki Odin. Yo, it is Hiyori. Was that Hiyori who healed Kinemon and the rest of them? It had to be. It is her. It is her. And then Orochi just stares in utter horror. Father! How could it possibly put a smile on my face? And she says this with the mask on. Then we're at the castle basement, where apparently Izo was fighting the members of CP0 this whole time, and he's been hurt, majorly hurt. They both landed major blows on one another, with Izo saying, just survive, Kiku. And in this instant, both Izo and the other CP0 member land blows on one another. CP0 uses Shigan, finger pistol on Izo, and Izo shoots him straight through the chest. And it's enough to cause, exit wounds on their bodies. And they both go crashing into an opposite area of between each other. Apparently, Izo's been fighting CP0 this whole time. And then the dude with the bowler hat, the CP0 member with the bowler hat that does most of the important talking, and says, no, darn you, Izo! And then Izo's just laying there. And then the other guy with the mask on, his mask has come off. He's laying face down. Is that his face? He's laying face down, but his hair's so big that you really can't make out his face. And then he says, Maha. Is that the guy's name, Maha? Or is he saying Ma? Or is he laughing, Maha? Or he was saying, Maha. You were determined to take us down with you then. Darn it. Why is the leftover from Whitebeard's crew helping these kids out? I need to hurry and get Nico Robin. Oh, and then someone's calling on the Den Den Mushi. Bit it. Gotcha. What is it? It's just one thing after another. And then I believe this is Rob Lucci speaking to him, because that's the only person who's actually been speaking to him. But then apparently Rob Lucci says, listen closely. The 5 elders have issued an edict. The 5 elders? Wait, the 5 elders have said something? What is going on? Eliminate Straw Hat Luffy at once. Yo, what the heck? What the heck? Nico Robin is no longer the most important thing that CP0 needs to go after? Now the 5 elders are saying they need to kill Luffy right now. Why? It's not because he's a D. It's not because he's the son of Dragon. It's not because of any of these things. I think I know what it is. But I don't want to say until after this chapter is over. But he's being told, eliminate Straw Hat Luffy at once. And then Bowler Hat guy says, what do you mean? Straw Hat is fighting Kaido right now. You want me to interfere with Kaido's battle? That's impossible. They know full well it's impossible. And then Diaz Drake gets up. He's not down. It's a world-class battle, which is why it's so dangerous. These orders are meant to prevent the worst-case scenario, you understand. And then Drake gets up saying, I can't die with nothing to show for it. And then Rob Lucci apparently continues to speak. Though it's a scenario we only know through rumor and hearsay. And then Izzo, still semi-conscious, or at least the bowler hat guy, is thinking, what is it about that crew? Though it's only a scenario we only know through rumor and hearsay, and then the conversation stops. Yo, why are they trying to eliminate Luffy? Why? Why are they trying to eliminate Luffy? The job was to get Nico Robin. Now they're forgetting that. New orders from the Five Elders. Kill Luffy right now. Forget Nico Robin. Kill Luffy. And then it just cuts it off saying this is a scenario we only know through rumor and hearsay. But I have an idea of why they want to kill him. I have an idea why. And then the bowler hat guy says, what is it about that crew? And then we cut to the castle basement. Castle basement. There's no escape. The whole castle's burning. And apparently it's... Ah, crap. I forgot this guy's name. What is this giraffe guy's name? It's unfortunate that I remember Fortrix, but I can't remember the giraffe guy's name. The giraffe gifter. Crap, why is it I can remember the most awkward looking gifter of all of Kaido's army, but I can't remember the giraffe guy? It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm trying to search for what it is. I'll remember it later. But he apparently has both Kiku and Kinemon with Usopp riding on his back. It's right there. It's right there in the panel. His name is Hamlet. It's right there in the panel. I just had to read it. If anyone told me what his name was, it's right there in the panel. I'm a dum-dum for not paying attention. That's my bad. But apparently it looks like it might have been Usopp who was saying this. There's no escape. The whole castle's burning. We're not gonna let you die, so stay strong. Got that? Keep looking for an exit, Hamlet. This castle's ready to fall. I'm on it, boss. And then... Ooh, it's Nekomamushi. Wanda, Karen, under the dome. Yes, sir. Who knows when this thing will fall? How long... And then, who is saying this? Is it Nekomamushi who's saying it? How long will this island stay up? Oh, things are coming to a head for Onigashima as a whole. And then we have Frankie, who's at the spot where apparently Zoro fell. But Frankie was able to get there in time to keep Zoro from falling off the mountain. Frankie for the save!
Hey, you alive down there? Talk to me, Zoro. You ain't dead yet, are you?
And Zoro's not answering. Then we cut back to the Animal Kingdom bath, forehead floor inside the dome. They got her! They're in it. And then Nami's saying, they're in an uproar after that huge shaking. I guess Traffy and the other guy beat Big Mom. What about the fire in the castle? I hope Usopp and the others are safe. And then Zeus is kind of crying like, Mama. Listen, Zeus, who do you care more about? Who do you care about more, Big Mom or me?
You, Nami, you.
And then it has Tama here with all of the people that serve her. All the people that serve her with her saying,
Hihimaru, Kumachio, you did great.
And who is that? Is that Marco? Is that Marco? That's Marco! They're all right. Watch out for falling chunks from the ceiling. And then we have Lady Speed who's here saying, take shelter with me, master. And then Marco's still talking. Keep your wits about you till the end. Things are still in flux. This is the most dangerous island in the world right now. Wow. And that's not something that's just easily spoken about. And then people are cheering in the performance floor where Big Mom was defeated by Kid and Law. Big Mom has fallen in battle! You did it, boss! Captain! Both Kid's crew and Law's crew, respectively. And then there's crashing coming from the roof. Because that's where Luffy and Kaido are fighting. And then Kid is wheezing and huffing and puffing, bloodied and tired, with him saying, you still got enough?
for Kaido?
And then Law, equally tired and battered and bruised, says, "Nah, I'm done. If the man who emerges from that fight turns out to be Kaido, then I don't have the willpower left to resist." And as this is going on, it shows Luffy and Kaido still clashing with one another. Conquerors Haki clashing with one another. And then it shows Luffy skidding away as Kaido screams, as Kaido gets all loud, and he screams,
Did you sense that too? They've really gone and done it now.
because, you know, he's drunk still. He's still drunk. He's like drunk burping still. And all of a sudden, Kaido loudly yells out with enough force to send Luffy reeling back,
Lin lost the fight!
I almost spit a little bit. And then Luffy is huffing and puffing himself, and he says, Jaggy and Traffy won? That's amazing. And then it goes back to someone speaking, I guess, to Kaido.
You've got a mouth on you, kid. Hello, can you speak? Mama, how old are you?
Yo! This is Big Mom when she was young! Yo! This is Big Mom when she was young!
You got a mouth on you, kid. Hello, can you speak? Mama. How old are you? Only 15? You're so young. Is this your first time teaming up with Rocks?
Wow. You mean to tell me that we get history of Rocks. That means that Big Mom was on Rocks' crew before Kaido was. And Kaido joined Rocks' crew when he was only 15.
Don't trust him. He's a scoundrel. You have any trouble, you just tell me. I'm Lin, and I'm going to be the king of the sea. Wow. Put her there.
Wow, this is when Kaido first met Big Mom, but we don't see Kaido. We see it from his perspective, from his eyes. So Big Mom was much older than Kaido when Kaido joined Rocks. But can we just talk about how he joined Rocks at only 15? And he turned into the monster that he is right now? And then we get back with more of Kaido.
Thinking back, I've known that old hag a long time. And just after we swore an oath to claim the One Piece together.
And then it shows Kaido going into his tears and his beer state. And then what appears to be Luffy in his Snake Man form starts to blitz Kaido. Luffy just went Snake Man. And in this instant, while Kaido is crying about how he and Big Mom were going to claim the One Piece together, Luffy punches him directly in the face with Snake Man. Gear 4, Snake Man, Gum Hydra! And apparently, he just continuously beats on Kaido with Snake Man, like all over his body, so fast that Kaido can't even react to it. Now, mind you, he's using Conqueror's Haki with his attacks, but with the increased speed of Snake Man, he's actually just beating on Kaido right now. And then Luffy comes in saying, your ambitions mean nothing to me, especially if it leaves the people here with no food to eat. And it still has Luffy wheezing in because he's tired. This is my final Gear 4. I'm not stopping until I've completely run out of strength. And Kaido's sitting hit with him, and Kaido's just saying to himself,
Where are these punches coming from?
and then Luffy screams saying, I'm going to drive you out of Wano if it's the last thing I do! Yo, Luffy says this is my final Gear 4. I'm not stopping until I've completely run out of strength. You know, oh my goodness. You know how Luffy just used Gum Gum Storm on Crocodile and didn't stop punching him until he was good and ready to stop. And even then, he punched him straight through the ruins, the Alabasta ruins, and high into the air until he was satisfied. Luffy says he's not gonna stop beating on Kaido until he's out of strength. And he screams, I'm going to drive you out of Wano if it's the last thing I do. Oh my goodness, this chapter. Oh. This was a good chapter. Let me just see what you guys have said. Okay, CJ's here, Dantes. There is no break. It's odd that it doesn't say when the next chapter is coming out on the Fist site. It's kind of odd. But if there's no break, then I'll just set as it is. That bowler hat CP0 really hates his job now. Yeah, he's been ordered to kill Luffy right now, even while Luffy's fighting an individual that can just nonchalantly kill him in the process. Hamlet, base Hamlet, Izo taking out the CP0 guy is pretty impressive considering the other guy is also there. Yeah, he took on 2 members of CP0 and managed to take down one of them, with the other one still being kind of bruised and beaten, but not enough for him to be down. Now, however, the bowler hat guy is probably not going to get a chance to go up there towards Luffy because Diaz Drake is up now. Who is Hamlet? He's the giraffe gifter. You think Zoro's dead? Doubtful. Very doubtful. Because, I mean, how are we gonna get the rematch between Mihawk and Zoro after all this time? Big Mom was a babe when she was young. Yeah, she was mighty fine. How did she have such a massive glow down? Well, when you have over 60 kids, I'd imagine it probably doesn't give you much time to keep your weight in check. Now she's as ugly as she was beautiful when she was young. 24-year-old Big Mom, fine, yeah. She's no longer a big mom. She's big. She's no longer big meme. She's just mom now. Some strong mom energy, but that's only when she was young. Back when Kaido joined Rocks. Rocks needs their own manga or something. Very good chapter. L chapter. Where's Gear 5? We ain't ready for it yet, Karma. But this was a good chapter nonetheless. Like a proclamation from Luffy. The fact that Kaido is all like, where are all these punches coming from? Like, the dude can't even react to it. Hold on. And plus, we got a new attack called Gum Gum Hydra from Snake Man. So if I pull this up, and I go all the way down to, let's see, Snake Man. We got King Cobra, Hydra. All right, so Gum Gum Hydra is an attack consisting of rapid-fire punches similar to Black Mamba, but Luffy's arms are infused with Conqueror's Haki to increase their power. First used against Kaido, and Black Mamba we already know to be basically Black Mamba is just a move that continues to increase in power, making it hard to avoid. And that's the move that pretty much helped him beat Katakuri. even though King Cobra was the last thing that helped him defeat Katakuri. But Black Mamba was a thing that started to surpass Katakuri's future sight and allowed Luffy to actually manage to hit him. Now Luffy has taken Black Mamba to the Gatling stage and is now able to use Black Mamba in rapid succession, but also use it with the power of Conqueror's Haki as well. So now, not only is it using Conqueror's Haki to allow him to damage Kaido, but now he's able to do it in such rapid succession that Kaido can't even defend against it because he's getting beat up like Lucci did when Luffy used Gear 2nd Gum Gum Jet Gatling on him. That Kaido is being Gum Gum Jet Gatlinged right now. That moment where Lucci was going to brace himself with, Tenkai and take in all the blows, and he just got bombarded repeatedly that it surpassed his iron body defense. That's what Kaido's going through right now, and he's suffering because of it. And Kaido's is all like, while he's getting beat up, where are all these punches coming from? When Kaido's all like, what is going on right now? Where am I getting hit from? When even Kaido can't tell where he's getting hit from, this is a serious move. And Luffy says he's not stopping until he runs out of energy. And he says this is his final Gear 4. So could we see Gear 5? This is his final Gear 4. Hydra is the last. This is him basically saying this is the utmost that Gear 4 can do. You don't just say this is my final Gear 4. This is like Ichigo saying this is my final Getsuga Tensho. And then there's another stage with him, learning how to fully harness his Zanpakuto when he was getting trained by this Squad Zero. So if this is the final Gear 4, if this is it, then we have to go to 5 next. 5 has to be next. If this is the final height of what Gear 4 Snake Man can do, actually, he just says this is Gear 4. This is my final Gear 4. Unless he's saying this is my final time I can change into Gear 4 right now. But I feel like if he's saying this is my final Gear 4, then that must mean that he might have another one. But it just ends with Luffy saying, I'm going to drive you out of Wano if it's the last thing I do. Have a bunch of kids at a relatively short time and constantly eating mostly junk food and desserts didn't help much when it comes to Big Mom's physique. And to make that many kids means she didn't say no to anybody. I mean, I can't say anything about that. I can't say anything because that's that's bad. That's bad. Because then it makes Big Mom seem like she was easy if she had those many kids. Good Lord. But let me stop. JD Legend called her Big Mommy. Whose crew is better, Lin Lin or Kaido? I mean, Big Mom's crew has Katakuri, and that was the only one from that crew that I really like. I couldn't care less about any of the other siblings. It's Katakuri that stands out the most. Can we be real? Katakuri is really the only one that stands out the most out of that entire crew. 85 children. Oh, so I was off by 20 extra kids. 85 kids. But with Kaido's crew, you have Queen, you have Jack, you have King, even though Jack really didn't do anything to cement himself as a really interesting Calamity, because he just, every single time he showed up, he was catching L's. Can we just say that? King and Queen were the only ones who actually had a substantial amount of time spent on them. Jack, he just got dusted. He's so irrelevant that it took just one mink to take him out. Just one mink. Whereas it took like the strongest members of the Straw Hat crew to take out King and Queen. So Jack really doesn't stand out to me as one of the calamities. I mean, it's King and Queen that stands out to me the most. Then you have a couple of gifters here and there. The Toby Rope Bow as well. I feel like Kaido's crew has more recognizable people. In your country, we call that to make her the post office, because in the post office, anybody can enter. Ooh, woo. Good thing she ain't around to hear that. Did I see Tekking's video on Katakuri versus King? I did not. Katakuri would fold anybody on Kaido's. Katakuri would fold anybody on Kaido's crew. I mean, here's the thing. The scary thing is, we don't even know if Katakuri knows how to use Conqueror's Haki with his attacks. Because the thing is, even though Luffy won the fight between Katakuri just, let's be honest, Katakuri conceded. He wasn't just beaten into submission. He just conceded, because even after all that happened to Katakuri during his fight with Luffy, he looked at Luffy and says, "Are you going to come back and beat Big Mom?" And Luffy says, "Yeah, I am." All right, then. And then he just falls back. He just falls back and just lets Luffy take the win. Can we talk about that? Katakuri was still standing even when Luffy used his, at that time, most powerful attack on him. And they used their most powerful attacks on each other. And Katakuri was still standing. He just stopped because he was all like, okay, this guy's not going to give up. So I'll let him have this one. Can we just call it what it is? Katakuri just conceded the fight. Luffy didn't beat Katakuri into submission like he did everyone else. Katakuri was the only one to look at Luffy and says like, okay, you can have this win this time. He's the only one that looked at Luffy and said, not bad. You can go ahead and take this win. He's the only one. I'm not counting Kuma, because Kuma basically just took down the crew, but that was before the time skip. But even then, when it came to someone beating Luffy on their own, Katakuri was the only one to acknowledge his strength and let him have that win. So when I think about what Katakuri can do, if he could stand up against King and Queen, or basically anybody on Kaido's crew, I mean, Katakuri can do it. When it comes to single combat, the only person that has ever given Luffy as much of a hassle as Katakuri has is Kaido. And that's it. Luffy's faced off against numerous people, but nobody on Katakuri's level until Kaido. So I kind of stand with Karma on this, thinking about, yeah, when it comes to Katakuri, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he'd be able to just, go toe-to-toe with both King and Queen and face off against all of them. Especially with his Future Sight, we haven't seen any of the other calamities use Future Sight at all, so he has that advantage. Plus, he can use Conqueror's Haki as well, and that means he has the capacity to learn how to use Conqueror's Haki with his attacks. His block mochi was already powerful enough to go up against Luffy's regular armament Haki and cause Luffy pain using that. Imagine if Katakuri used block mochi combined with Conqueror's Haki. Katakuri would be an absolute monster. It's scary when you think about it. Because Katakuri is just that strong. If you're not counting many in El Barrio, the lower income trailer parks and other impoverished areas, this is what CJ's saying. You're just dropping some facts. Oh, okay. But Katakuri versus Kaido's crew, yeah, Katakuri would stand up a very good chance. Pretty much, possibly a better chance than Marco, because Marco was able to contend with both King and Queen at the same time. So that's already strong. But Marco doesn't have the benefit of having Conqueror's Haki and being a special Paramecia type. But then again, Marco is also a special Zoan type. So that kind of evens itself out. All in all, let me just bring it to a close here. This was a great chapter. Finally, Raizo versus Fukuro Kuju is over. And before I end this, we need to talk about how Hiyori, and that is Hiyori, We can confirm 100% that that is Hiyori. How she got on Onigashima? I don't know. Maybe she traveled with Denjiro this whole time. Since they worked so close together during the time when she was growing up, I wouldn't be surprised if she was on the same ship as Denjiro, but remained there and snuck off so that the other samurai couldn't see and made her way into Onigashima itself. But we need to talk about how Hiyori not only was calm as it looks like Orochi's getting crushed to death, but also managed to stick Kairoseki nails in Orochi to keep him from transforming into his Zoan form. You doing a reflection tomorrow? Yes, that's the reason why I'm not going to talk about where I think things are going to go from here, because I'm going to save my thoughts for this chapter, and I'm going to save my thoughts for all the chapters we got in February during this whole month. I think we got like 3. I'm going to save that for tomorrow's reflection stream. So I'll save all my thoughts about this chapter and where we're going from here for the reflection stream tomorrow. So look forward to that. All I can say is that Hiyori didn't even have to lift a finger when you think about it. She was just steadily playing, and she just calmly had a way. Kohagen says, how did she use the sea stone nails on Orochi? I have no idea. Perhaps he was so enamored by her that he didn't notice. Or maybe the nails are so thin that it was working like acupuncture and he didn't feel it. Maybe. I mean, even the smallest bit of Kairoseki has enough ability to cause, it has to be like in the ways of acupuncture. Because any more than that, and he would have noticed that he was being drained of strength by a regular amount of Kairoseki. So it had to be small enough where it would keep him from noticing that he's being drained, but it's enough to cause his devil fruit powers not to work. So maybe it was like an acupuncture needle. But I'll save my thoughts about that for tomorrow's reflection stream. All I can say is that Hiyori looks like she's enacting the revenge that Toko spoke of all those 20 years ago. And she did it just playing her father's favorite song to the man that caused him to die. And then proceeds to, while this dude is looking like he's getting crushed to death, like he's bloodied everywhere, he's getting crushed and he can't transform, she's just casually playing. And then he's all like, I thought you loved me. And she was like, are you kidding? Is that a joke? How could I ever love someone like you? You don't think I would ever love someone like you? Like, we got to go back to that chapter. She got medieval on him. She said, love you? You jest, sire. I have not the tiniest affection for you. And then she's just steadily playing that same song that Oden loves so much, The Moon Princess. And it shows Orochi slowly being crushed because he's buried underneath rubble that came from the roof. Not just regular wood from the inside of the treasure repository, but actual stone he's crushed underneath. Let me pull up Orochi. Let me see if they have what's happening to him right now. Kurozumi Orochi. Because he's getting the Lannister treatment right now. Okay, so they haven't updated the synopsis. But if I go down here to chapter 1041, let's see. Oh, so the dude's name was Maha. So the guy's name was Maha. The CP0 member that got defeated by Izo was named Maha. That's his name. So we at least got one of their names. So the short summary of this chapter is Komura Saki reveals to Orochi that she's Kozuki Hiyori as she buries him with a ceiling cave-in and renders him unable to use his devil fruit transformation. Elsewhere, Izo manages to defeat the CP0 agent Maha but goes down in the process, and the remaining agent receives a call relaying an edict from the 5 elders to eliminate Luffy immediately, without regard to his current status battling Kaido. Meanwhile, Raizo has emerged victorious over Fukudo Kuju, and Frankie recovers the unconscious Zoro. Unconscious, not dead. while those on the live floor react to Kid and Law's triumph over Big Mom. Kid and Law are left in no state to fight Kaido, and Luffy is determined to take down the Emperor before his final usage of Gear 4th runs out. So if we go here on the quick references, Zunisha continues to walk to Wano country. Momonosuke continues to pull Onigashima away from the flower capital. He reveals to Yamato that Oden tore out pages with crucial information for his logbook for an unknown reason. Because of this, Momonosuke is afraid to open up Wano to the rest of the world due to the potential danger it may face. You know what? I'm going to read this. You know what? You guys can read this on your own. We can go over this when I do we can do my reaction tomorrow. We'll go through the references, which I'm pretty sure we'll have more stuff on it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. Save it for tomorrow. Good chapter. Yeah, Grant, it was a really good chapter. He already went biblical on Lord Orochi, and how did she use the sea stone nail on Orochi? Good question, how and when? Good chapter. Curious about my opinion on the new episode. I will do that after I'm done with My Hero Academia, because I got to get to that. Sorry if I'm taking too long to get to that. Plus he's butt ugly. Only his mother could love him, and only after a few bottles of vodka. Yeah, I'm pretty sure no one's drinking vodka right now. I'm pretty sure everyone is avoiding vodka for obvious reasons. Cognac is one thing, but yeah, no one's kind of drinking vodka right now. You know why. Orochi is ugly on both inside and out, so good seeing Hiyori versus Orochi, and she didn't even lift a finger. That's the scary thing. She just waited for his demise. She just waited for him to get buried. But we'll talk more about this chapter, and we'll go to the last chapter and the other chapters for tomorrow's reflections. So I'll save all that I want to say about this chapter for that. We'll go through the quick references of each chapter, and we'll point out anything that I may have missed, because I know I kind of missed some things. So you guys keep me on my toes to pay attention, so I thank you for that. But this is where I'm going to call it for right now. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. We'll have plenty of time to talk about all three of these chapters tomorrow. So hold tight, keep your theories, keep anything else you want to say for then, so that way we can go into a full-on discussion about it. But for right now, I just want to, I hope you all enjoyed my reaction to this chapter. I enjoyed myself, especially with me screaming certain lines out. I didn't expect me to be yelling in this chapter, but I'm glad I did, because I don't do enough yelling to stretch, to, work my voice out. So we're just going to have to see where we go from here. So with that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. It is an absolute honor to be an entertainer that you all enjoy, and I really do hope that I'm doing my job as a YouTuber, giving you the content that you all love. So hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing, or even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. On to My Hero Academia, and then on to the newest episode. Whew. What a busy day, huh?